Hi and welcome back to another video. So just as I rightfully said in one of my previous videos with regard to this building we are having done here, where there are going to be some slight modifications and the rest here. So in this video I'm going to be sharing a few of that with you. Now first of all, the type of design we are having done here, although it's a 3-bedroom house, it has some slight modifications or differences compared to the previous one we had. So the previous one was just a standard 3-bedroom house. This is a 3-bedroom house with an open terrace at the top. So that means that there's going to be sort of a weight on top of the building. So then there's a need to have something which is able to support that weight, which brings us to a very important part that has to do with steel. Now the previous one, the size of steel we used was 12 millimeters or 12 mm steel. That is for the mat in the columns as well as for the pillars, because that is not going to carry any weight at the top. However, for this one we are going to be using 12 millimeters for the mat in the columns and then 16 millimeters for the pillars. So that is one of the differences, the size of steel which is being used. And aside from that, also the depth of the trench. Now with the previous one we were able to go as deep as about 2 feet or 2.5 feet, so that's 2 feet 6 inches. That was the depth we were able to achieve, and that side also had a leveled ground compared to this side. Now over here we have gone a depth of 3 feet with regard to the foundation or the trench that has been dug, and here also there is a little bit of slope in the land. So then it means that at some point we have to introduce a little bit of steps because of the slope in the land. And then aside from that, also the depth of the columns that were dug here. So the depth of the columns over there was kept 6 inches, but the depth of these columns is kept as 1 foot because of the weight that is going to come at the top. So after the depth of 1 foot, which we have over here, after laying the damp-proof membrane and all that, we cast concrete on top in the columns, and then we introduce the mat, that is a 12 mm mat on top. So now the size of the mat is 18 inches square, so that is going to come on top of the concrete. And then after that, the 16 millimeters steel or pillars is going to be attached or tied to it, and then there's going to be a little bit of concrete around it to support it, and then they support it with wood to make sure it is straight. So these are some of the differences that I wanted to highlight with regard to some of the that is the building that we are having done over here. So you notice that this one has a little bit of should I say slight changes regarding the foundation, and over here we are going to use a lot more blocks than the previous side. Now at some point we might introduce beams before we continue blocking up, so when we get to that point I'll show you. Now the reason is because of the height at which the blocks is going to go at the base, or where the slope is very like visible over there. We are going to introduce beams to hold the building very firm. So this is what I wanted to share with you in this particular video. So you'll see footage of the size of the trench, which is 18 inches, but the depth also you get to see that from the video. And then in another video we probably will talk more about the use of damp-proof membrane. So as you can see, I'm currently seated under some of the trees that we did save. So these are acacia plants, and if you look around you notice it's creating shade for us to be able to relax. So this is where we all come to sit to relax after getting tired from work ongoing. So it's still part of the reasons why it is very important to save some of the trees. So these are some of the benefits we get from trees. So that is just about it. So that will just be about it for this video. In case you are new to this channel, kindly go ahead and hit on the subscribe button, and then don't forget to hit on the bell so that anytime there's a new video you get to see it. So I'll see you in the next one.